folks, welcome back to another update for gold and silver. Now we're currently sitting at a resistance level.
I'm hitting resistance.
Before we go any further, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button to support the channel, and also reference the +1 videos and some bullish shares we do in the Patreon page each weekend. So first, looking at gold on the weekly chart. Let's go to the weekly first off, not the daily. And we did have this long-term bearish divergence, and we've drawn a target range for it there. That's at 23-38% range. You can see there the price has hit that resistance level. I'll show you that on the daily in a moment. And it's coming towards that resistance again. No guarantee it's going to fall, of course. This could keep rising. As long as that keeps rising and the CCI keeps dropping, we're going to consider that a bearish divergence. But you can see there I've just currently paused at that level. On the daily chart, again, you can see that resistance there up top at 43.80. Last day of trade, it came close to it, didn't quite reach that resistance. And you can see there as well, we've got another bearish divergence as well playing out. So if that rises a bit more, we're going to consider that a bearish divergence. And again, that'll be similar to the weekly. So if we drew a Fibonacci, that high, take it back to that low there. Well, it's actually already hit that range there. So let's lower that down to, let's be adventurous and take it right down to that level. That's also hit that range. So looks like it's already hit it. Of course, there's no guarantee it's going to continue an uptrend, but we'll play it the way we're still looking at this CCI dropping off, and that could always play out. Again, it could rise, no guarantee. So looking at the micro level on the 1 hour chart. Again, you can see there, shorter term, we had a bearish divergence there, and that looks like it's already hit its 23% retrace level. Okay, back to that low. It's come right down to the 50% level. So these 23-38% ranges, more than 90% of the time are penetrated. You can see it's hit the 50% and bounced back towards that 23-38% range. Now looking at the back test, we would have been going long according to the daily chart, and the daily, just to remind you, it's daily back here. We go along when the price and the CCI break above the moving averages. Now in this case, the CCI dropped above and below, and the CCI has been fluctuating. We're going to consider that, as long as that price sort of stayed above that moving average, we'll consider that a bearish trend on the daily. On the hourly, what that looks like is like this. So basically you trade when both the moving averages, especially on the price, are in an uptrend. You always pay attention to the moving averages of the CCI. When they start dropping off, that's your warning sign. Now don't trade those going short at the CCI. We always just look at it according to the daily trend. So here you would have looked at it, paid attention to that drop, and you would have closed it out when the moving average band started turning down. Again, avoid trading during that little period and go along again there. Now, the CCI had a bit of a blip to the upside, but the price did also jump quite strongly in that little range, and then it finally turned down and you would have closed it out there as well. And then where we are at the moment, again, you would have gone long during that little period, and paying attention to the bearish divergence, you could have taken your profits at any one of those periods, but then the price pulled back and started to fall below that moving average range. So this could actually bounce again, as I said, according to the daily, or it could actually start to turn down. The CCI is still dropping on the hourly as well, so just be aware of that. So silver's got a similar pattern to gold, and this one you can see there we had a couple of bearish divergence. And the more recent one, that's almost a double top on the CCI versus higher highs on the price. Again, I've drawn a target range there, and if we drew a Fibonacci on that one, we'll probably have to readjust it very slightly. Go back to that low there, and if we move that slightly up to that range, that's at 23-38%. Again, hasn't quite reached it, but again, just be aware of that. Again, don't trade these going short, always trade in the direction of the higher time frame. On the daily, you can see there those wicks broke through that resistance at 62.90. Again, there's another bearish divergence. That CCI is still falling. Again, do not trade this on the short side. Bit of a gamble. We always trade in the direction of the higher time frame. So in this case, if you're trading on the daily, you go in the direction of the weekly. Okay, so the weekly is bullish, so you take long trades on the daily. And if you're trading on the 1 hour, you go in the direction of the daily. So here you would have started going along from the 10th of November and looking at the 1 hour chart. And that needs to be moved to that range. That's new resistance at 64.65. You can see there we've still got a declining CCI. So and that range there. Yeah, we did draw initial target range there, didn't quite hit it. So what we do now is we draw another target. Like it's already pulled back, so I take it back to that low, significant low, and that, that 23-38% range has penetrated quite easily. You can see they came close to that 50% range, bounced back into that 23-38% range. CCI is still dropping, and we're very likely going to see further downside, possibly on silver, so just be cautious. But again, if you're trading on the 1 hour time frame, going long in the direction of the daily, as long as that stays above the moving average of the price. But always be careful and watch the CCI for any potential moves to the downside. Now looking at the back test for silver on the 1 hour time frame, again, you would have been going long from this point according to the daily and taking long positions with the moving averages in an upswing, paying attention to the CCI dropping, and you could have closed it at any one of those periods before that moving average started to turn down. If it eventually did start to turn down, avoid trading short, going long again there, close it out, going long until where we are today. You could have just let it run throughout the whole period, possibly closed it out there, then re-enter it at that point, and finally you would have closed it out on that candle there with that divergence. Again, paying attention to the divergence as it's a bit of a downswing at any point of time. Back here, you see we had another bearish divergence. That point there, moving average of the price turned down. The CCI is giving an early warning as well. Again, if you'd like to see some share trading ideas, reference the Patreon page, links in the description below. And these are some of the trades we've closed out in December so far, and they've returned a total of 4.73% in return just in the month of December. And last month, in terms of trades we've taken, they also returned 5.66%. So not a bad return for each of the months. And if you annualize that, that's not a bad return.
Really?
Again, reference the bullish shares in the Patreon link, description below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and see you in our future update.